they want the drama. Forget about what I bring to the table, those people want the drama. You ain't got to buy nothing, it's not what I want. Baby, it's you. We don't have to go nowhere, not what I want. React to next. Give me it to me, JoJo. Y'all, if I get a little emotional on this, I already told y'all I really, really, really love JoJo. So, yeah, no worries. I hope y'all ready.
Which is a common tale for a lot of artists in the industry.
Girl, we ain't even started the video. What do you mean?
So I was 18, and I was told that if I didn't look a certain way, that they wouldn't put out my music.
How did I know? How did I know?
What's going on with your situation? Every time we see you, we ask, because everybody is ready for an album. So
ready too. It's a wicked f***ed up situation. I'm like totally exasperated by it.
Tell
I'm
the
honestly
truth,
really
sis.
pissed off.
Tell the truth, sis. She just cracked my back with that one note.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Impressive channel. This music spotlight and documentary video is about the singer, songwriter, and actress named JANAE, widely known as the artist JoJo. JoJo broke into the music scene at the age of 13 and achieved a huge amount of success at an early age. With her success came some unexpected complications, which is a common tale for a lot of artists in the industry. JoJo, however, had a cluster of setbacks that could have permanently hindered her, but she fought through it and prevailed. JoJo started singing and performing at a very young age. What caught people's attention was her vocal skills. Her vocals were quite impressive for her age.
I seen these videos when she was small.
From this little 12-year-old girl. It's mind-boggling.
That's like Warren Camp. Oh.
Tony Braxton, Whitney Houston, Destiny's Child, the list goes on and on. And this girl is like 12 years old, and at the level of these guys, it's like unbelievable.
JoJo was offered several record deals, but she did not sign one until her mother felt like she was old enough to. At the age of 12, JoJo landed a record deal with Blackground and its subsidiary label, The Family Records. Executive producer Vince Herbert helped her audition for the CEO of Blackground Records, Barry Hankerson. Barry Hankerson was the uncle of the lead singer Aaliyah, and he felt like JoJo was a gift from his niece. When I first met with Barry, who is her uncle, when I sang for him, we went to his house. I sang for him along with my executive producer, Vincent Herbert. We were all on the couch, me and my mother and Vincent. And after I sang, he got teary-eyed. And he said, it was like baby girl, who's Aaliyah, was over your shoulder saying, look at what I brought for you, Uncle Barry. Aww. We all started bawling our eyes out. Just the similarities and the weird instances that have happened. I mean, I think she is watching over me. JoJo was indeed an unexpected gift that gave Barry Hankerson's label new life. After she auditioned, she was signed to the label. I remember my mom and I skipping down the street from just signing the papers, and it just felt like such a dream come true and like something that I really didn't know if it was attainable. And I didn't understand the work that was going to come with it, but I knew that I was ready for whatever it entailed because, you know, there was just no turning back. There was no going back to Massachusetts and living in a one-bedroom apartment. That just wasn't something that I wanted to go back to. After JoJo got signed, she immediately began to record her first album. In 2004, she released her first single, Leave, Get Out.
It's the end of you and me. It's too late, and I can't wait for you to be gone. That's right.
JoJo's surprise, the song became a big radio hit. Even though JoJo did not initially care for Get Out, a lot of people did, and the song got popular very quickly.
They played me this other song, and I hated it. I thought it was garbage. I thought, why are you playing this for me? And it was Leave. I had no idea that people would respond to it like that.
Girl,
I was just like, I don't
we thought we knew what we was talking about.
Didn't understand it. People loved her song and loved her. She even had celebrities who supported her as well.
Oh, when I was 13, Shaka Khan said she wanted to give me voice lessons, and I just thought that was like the most amazing thing ever.
What?
And Whitney Houston, rest in peace, wrote me a letter and sent me flowers to Madison Square Garden at my performance, and from her and her daughter. That is something I will never forget.
What does Bobby Christina listen to?
JoJo.
Get out right now.
Legendary. Come on, sis.
Leave Get Out peaked to number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100
That's
charts
it?
and number 1 on the Billboard Pop
I was
Songs
about to
charts,
say.
making JoJo the youngest solo artist to have a number 1 hit record on the charts. JoJo's follow-up record was a sugary pop
with Bow
R&B
Wow.
song called Baby It's You.
Yes.
In 2004,
Nowhere.
JoJo released her self-titled
This is my
debut
sis.
album, which was certified platinum
That's
in
it.
the U.S. The album went on to sell over 3 million records
Yeah.
worldwide.
Yeah.
JoJo became an instant star. Her youth, coupled with her talent, was a great advantage for her and her label. There was no other young 13-year-old artist at that time, which was great for JoJo because she had her own lane to shine. She was marketable to the young teenage crowd, but she was also embraced by adults who simply appreciated
Did she just
her
high
talent.
five
Her big
Adam
voice,
Sandler?
catchy music, and stage presence helped her gain a big fan base and a lot of attention. In 2006, JoJo released her
High
second album,
Road.
The High Road, which spawned
Yes.
2 singles, including her lead single, Too Little Too
I
Late.
forgot about that. Was my song.
Too Little Too Late was a pop rock and R&B-infused power ballad, which was one of the shortest songs from JoJo. Her fans
I gotta go
especially
listen
loved
to
it
this.
because it showcased her evolving
That's
vocal
my
skills.
song. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Too Little Too Late peaked to number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, and it became JoJo's biggest hit to date. After that, JoJo released a follow-up single called How to Touch a Girl.
I wasn't like a fan of that song like that, but I still liked it. But Too Little Too Late?
Certified gold in a month, and it went on to sell 3 million records worldwide. In between making music, JoJo dabbled in acting. She made appearances on different TV shows and starred in movies like the teen fantasy film Aquamarine, and she starred in a comedy film alongside Robin Williams called RV. A couple
Never
of
seen
years
any of
later, She
those.
starred in a Lifetime TV film called True Confessions of a Hollywood Starlet. JoJo was only 16 years old, but she achieved so much at a young age at that point. But there was still so much more for her to achieve. Her future looked brighter than ever, and she was on her way to being one of the biggest names in pop music. JoJo, however, faced some unfortunate circumstances that greatly hindered her progression in her own music career. After JoJo released her second album, some negative changes started to happen at her label.
She's
For
so
one,
pretty.
Blackground Records lost its distribution deal with Universal, which made it difficult for them to release their artists' music. Additionally, Vince Herbert suddenly left the label, and this had a direct effect on JoJo because Vince was the one who advocated for her and advised her to sign with Blackground Records in the first place. JoJo talked about Vince Herbert in her interview with Billboard magazine and said, "I really felt like he was my brother. I don't have any siblings, so that was devastating to me. After he left, a lot of trash talking started. The president of Blackground started talking a lot of stuff about him. As I come to find out later, money, greed, ego, and scare tactics were at play. And even to this day, at 24, it is a little confusing. It was particularly confusing at 16.
Wow.
The president of Blackground Records, Barry Hankerson, did not have a good handle on his business affairs, and it affected his artists. Tony Braxton sued Blackground for breach of trust and misrepresentation.
That
Tim
hair.
Wood also sued Blackground for refusing to finance his third album with Magoo, which would stop him from fulfilling his contractual obligations. JoJo found herself at odds with her label as well, but she stayed focused on her music. Between 2008 and 2009, she created and finished her third studio album, All I Want Is Everything, which had a blend of different sounds. Me too, maybe you should hire a restraining order. Baby, put the handcuffs on me, take me down or take me down.
And none of this is on Apple Music? Or none of her classics are?
JoJo waited for Blackground Records to sign a distribution deal so they could release her album. Without them signing a distribution deal, her album could not be released. Blackground did eventually sign a distribution deal with Interscope Records, but the label still did not release JoJo's album. They made her make several revisions to her album, and they told her that if she didn't lose weight, they would not release her record.
Wow.
I was on shots, like I was injecting myself with this thing from this
B12.
dietitian that makes it so you're not hungry, and it tricks your body into thinking you're pregnant. So then what the food that would give the baby, it ends up like expelling. So you lose about a pound a day. They wanted me to lose weight fast to shoot a video that they still deemed I was too quote unquote fat to put out.
Lord.
You know, I was 18 and they were like, well, we're not going to put your album out if you don't look right. And I was like, well, you're telling me you're not going to put my album out. What am I supposed to do? Because I wanted my career to move forward and I was so scared. I did it.
Oh my God.
And it just made me feel like, well, am I not good enough of a singer? Am I not special enough?
JoJo's album, All I Want Is Everything, was a solid project, but sadly it would never be officially released. Her album ended up getting leaked online, which was a very disappointing loss for her. She realized that staying on Blackground Records would obstruct her blossoming career. At the age of 18, JoJo filed a lawsuit against the label for refusing to release her album and for the costly damages. She also requested to be released from her contract. The legal battle, however, would be a difficult and expensive process for JoJo.
So when I was 12 years old, I signed a contract for 7-album deal, which is like awesome when you're 12. Like, cool, you guys believe in me so much. But there was no time limit to this deal. And unfortunately, the label went defunct and wasn't able to release music. I didn't own my voice, so I wasn't able to put things out.
So I know you were
Now I
having
didn't
some
own
legal
my
issues
voice.
going
That's
on with like your
crazy.
record label.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Things kind of just took a turn for the worse, where they weren't releasing anything. They kind of, I got the feeling they didn't want to be involved in the music industry anymore, but I did. So, you know, that was a conflict, obviously. So
Right.
I had to file my first lawsuit at 18. So I filed the first one at 18. Basically, I felt that I had turned in several incarnations of an album, and they didn't have any means to put it out. And it felt like they didn't have a desire to put it out.
After filing her
Ooh,
first
she looked
lawsuit,
good with black
JoJo
hair.
reluctantly stayed on Blackground Records. She wasn't ready to give up on her label just yet. She still remained somewhat optimistic. She hoped that she wouldn't run into any more obstacles when releasing her future projects. Over a period of time, JoJo's popularity did gradually die down. During her downtime, she worked on new music, sang music covers online, and connected with her fans. In 2010, JoJo released a mixtape called Can't Take That Away From Me and partnered up with an outside platform to release her music. Wrap Up TV was the platform that JoJo used to promote her projects. From her mixtape, she released a single called In the Dark and also performed another fan favorite song called A Boy Without a Heart. In 2011, JoJo teased fans with a snippet of a new video for her new song, The Other Chick.
She done tried to get in what she fit in. They still wasn't having it. Like,
well on pop radio. JoJo wanted her label to release her single digitally. However, the label would not release it. The music business at the time already made a transition from selling music on CDs to selling music on digital platforms. However, JoJo's label owner, Barry Hankerson, did not move with the tide. He kept the music of all of his artists on lock instead of leasing it to digital and streaming platforms. Because the label did not release her new single digitally, JoJo's new song, The Other Chick, ended up being scrapped. Once again, JoJo found herself stuck in a limbo. She was not sure of her label's future plans for her. She was creating music, but she could not release it or make any money from it. Her only option was to make mixtapes and tour. JoJo still persevered and created more music. In the summer of 2011, she released a remix of Drake's song, Marvin's Room, Can't Do Better.
Cute. She killed that joint.
Baby, I'm the best, so you can't do better. When you're in her, I know I'm in your
head. Okay.
No way of imagining that that song would have gotten the response that it did, and I really need to thank Wrap Up.
You killed that, sis.
We had some communication, and I know that he was receptive to it and said some really nice things about it, and that was so amazing for me to hear.
JoJo's version of Marvin's Room got a lot of rave reviews and attention. Her audio cover of the song gained over 49 million views on YouTube.
Dang.
After JoJo released her remix of Marvin's Room, her career made a resurgence. It was the perfect setup for her to introduce new music to the masses. Many music fans were eager to hear more music from JoJo. That same year, she did end up releasing a single called Disaster.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Disaster was JoJo's first charting single in 5 years, and the song gave her enough fuel to go back on tour. In 2012, JoJo released another single called Demonstrate, which
She's
was
so
produced by
pretty.
Drake's producer 40. Demonstrate was a sultry record that had the potential to be a strong leading single for JoJo's next project.
Ooh.
JoJo filmed a music
You better
video
head
for
and
the
boobs
song,
out.
but Blackground
Sell
Records
this
ended
music.
up scrapping the video and the song altogether, just like they did with her single The Other Chick. Both of those singles were supposed to be on JoJo's next album, Jumping Trains, but her album Jumping Trains was scrapped as well. These were very frustrating setbacks for JoJo. Sadly,
work.
she had zero control of her situation.
That's like going to work,
career.
clocking in, and not getting paid.
Blackground Records was crumbling down to the ground. The label was plagued with financial strain, instability, and disorganization. To make
Somebody
matters
owe
worse,
her.
Blackground lost its distribution deal with Interscope, making it much harder for JoJo's music to be released on major platforms. JoJo desperately wanted out, but the label did not want to let her go. JoJo felt enslaved to her label. All she wanted to do was make music, but she couldn't. This made her become depressed, and she started drinking to cope.
In my personal and family life, I was used to kind of feeling like I wasn't sure what type of stability I had. So in my professional life, it was kind of mirroring that. So I just felt like I didn't really have anything to hold on to. And I've had many low points, honestly. I was depressed. I was drinking a lot. I just wanted to feel good and get out of my mind. I had so many people, so many different lawyers tell me that I would never be able to get out of this contract, that I should find a different career. I thought my life was over. It really felt like that. Oh, it was very stressful. I mean, I was really depressed about it because, I didn't feel like there was a separation between me as a person, Joanna, and me as a singer known as JoJo. You know what I mean? Like, I am a singer. It's who I am. It's who I've always been. I was singing since I was 2. So to take that, this career that I've been building for a long time away from me, I was just like, this is not fair.
Exactly.
In the midst of the sad circumstances surrounding her career, JoJo still persevered. She released another mixtape called Agape and dropped a single from it called Andre. Andre would be the last single that JoJo released on Blackground Records. In 2013, she filed a second lawsuit against her label for the severe damages done to her career. JoJo had a blossoming career that was prematurely stunted due to Blackground's bad business dealings. It was very unfair. While JoJo's career went through periods of stagnation, labels found other artists like Tori Kelly, Ariana Grande, and Demi Lovato to fill the void that she left. JoJo was tired of being bound by her label. At that point, she was completely fed up and she wanted to fight her way out of her contract.
What's going on with your situation? Every time we see you, we ask, because everybody is ready for an album. So
ready too. It's a wicked up situation. I'm like totally exasperated by it. I'm honestly really pissed off, and I'm tired of being politically correct, to be honest with you. So I'm in a lawsuit. I filed a lawsuit against them. I'm not playing around, and they're gonna. I know justice will be served. I didn't own my voice contractually, so I literally had to sue them to get my voice back.
Yeah.
So I couldn't make those decisions to be on soundtracks or to sing on TV or to sing in movies. They had to approve everything, and they didn't. So I had to sue my old label, and I had to fight for a long time for my freedom to be able to release music. And it wasn't like it was me. I'm certainly not anti-label. I just wanted to work. And the thing is, I didn't get a settlement. I didn't get a cash settlement. So I really just fought, literally, to get out of my contract. What I told myself was, my youth is right now. So if I don't fight now, then I'll be in my 30s. And then, I can't expect my fans to wait forever. So I felt like I needed to be strong, to toughen up, and to listen to what my fans were telling me, that they were going to be there for me and that I wouldn't be alone.
Period, Pooh.
And I just focused on what I could control, which was being in the studio and writing and, not self-destructing, that I could control those things, you know what I mean? So, and I also focused on the realities of other people's lives and put in perspective with mine and be like, you know what, my situation is not that bad. I'm at a roof over my head, I'm comfortable, I have money to sustain myself, I have an incredible, ridiculously supportive, passionate fan base. What more can I really ask for?
JoJo's legal battle wasn't easy, but it was worth it. She did not receive any money for her troubles, but she did receive her freedom, which was all she wanted. Her lawyers were able to find a loophole to get her out of her contract. According to the New York State law, minors can't sign contracts that go beyond 7 years. Since JoJo signed at the age of 12, she was only supposed to be in her contract for 7 years. JoJo's lawyers were able to use this law in her case, and they helped her get out of her contract. In 2014, JoJo finally left Blackground Records and signed a new deal with Atlantic Records. JoJo was excited about it, but she faced another obstacle. The A&R who helped advocate for her on Atlantic Records left his position, which kind of left JoJo isolated. JoJo needed a solid team behind her to help her get reintroduced to the public.
That's a beautiful picture.
Bruno Mars, A&R, Aaron Bashuk signed me at Atlantic, and I was, we were building a bond, and then he went to Interscope, so then I was left kind of alone at Atlantic once again. And I was like, oh, okay, here we go. So then we scrapped that album because then I had a new A&R come in,
JoJo stayed diligent and continued to put out music. She released 3 short EPs, one called Love Joe, another called Love Joe 2, and a 3-single EP she simply called 3. She coined a name for her 3 new singles and called it a tringle. Her tringle would be the first official songs that she released in a few years.
I love that song.
While JoJo was creating music for her new project, she dealt with some sad news. She got the sad news that her father died due to years of drug usage.
I got a call when I was in LA that my dad had overdosed for I don't know what number time that was. But I looked at him and I just saw him hooked up to these machines and I just couldn't give up on him. I just couldn't, that's my one dad. So I just couldn't do it.
JoJo's song called Save My Soul was inspired by her father and his battle with addiction. After his passing, it gave the song another layer of emotion and significance.
You better perform, boo. Ooh.
In 2016, JoJo released her first official album in 10 years. The album was called Mad Love, and it spawned 3 singles.
Covers.
JoJo's
Alessa is my
album Mad
girl.
Love debuted at number 6 on the Billboard 200 Albums chart. Although the sales did not match her previous sales, her album still had great reviews. Additionally, she was able to tour and sell out shows across the country and overseas. In 2018, JoJo re-recorded and re-released all of her previous work from Blackground Records. She did this in efforts to stream her music without dealing with any interference from her former label. Her
Because
music
none of
is
that.
currently available on all streaming platforms.
No, it's not.
JoJo has certainly gone through
The
a lot of
redone
ups
music
and downs
is.
in her career, and she was often discouraged when dealing with the ugliness of the music business. In spite of all the obstacles, JoJo has persevered through it all with hard work and dedication. Her passion for music was the driving force that kept her going strong.
You fought for what you wanted.
Yeah, and it was super worth it. And I'm just definitely not in this for, the superficial elements of it.
Mm-hmm.
I love music, and that's why I fought, because it's my life.
Yeah.
What are the good things that come out of 10 years of lawsuits, 10 years of not being able to do what your heart tells you have to do?
It's humbled me in a way that nothing else could possibly have humbled me. But I think that it gave me perspective on what's important and an appreciation for people more than anything. I'm so thankful. My level of gratitude is much higher than had I not gone through some of the adversity that I did. I think it's made me a more well-rounded and appreciative person. I'm just having more fun this time around because it means so much more this time around. Oftentimes I would almost cry, or I would need to, compose myself, because I'm thinking of what it means that I can still tour, what it means that I still have people supporting me.
Exactly.
And thinking back to darker times, thinking back to times, where I just was dreaming of being on stage again and performing new material. And it just feels
butterflies,
so much
y'all.
more gratifying now. I think I'm just a lot more thankful. That's a word that comes up a lot for me. Thankfulness, gratitude. I feel it so much more now than ever.
JoJo's artistry, vocal prowess, and musical versatility is praised by her fans today, and many vocal enthusiasts respect her for her vocal skills.
If I
Yeah. Sis is nasty. Come on, Mariah. No, 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 no.
JoJo recently did a cover of Mariah Carey's song Miss You the Most at Christmas, and Mariah Carey herself appreciated it. She said, "Thank you for this beautiful homage. I'm so happy you chose this song that not many people know. It's one of my favorite Christmas songs that I've written. Love MC." And JoJo said, "Crying in this dressing room. Thank you, Queen. Thank you." How sweet is that? If you all enjoyed this music documentary, please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Yeah, I just learned so much in that video. I mean, I felt so much from it. You know, I can relate to so much of it. You know, people say anything. People just say anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just the world we live in. They're not going to give you what it is that you worked hard for without giving them what they didn't do shit for. You know what I'm saying? Gosh. I legit teared up at least a good two times. Like, I knew it. I knew it. I just knew it. I said, it's just really sad. Because I know how hard it is to like work hard and try to be something that you've always dreamt of, and then for it to just be taken from you or not taken serious, or just a number of things, or people to say something about everything else about you but your talent. Like, you literally can pick apart my whole life, my whole being, my whole physical appearance, emotion, whatever you want to pick apart about me. You can go ahead and pick all of that apart and talk about every single thing but the fact that, hey, I can sing. My voice has more potential than I think. It can go further than I think. It can, you know, like, it's just crazy. So, I love JoJo so much. I appreciate her artistry so much. I appreciate her music so much. I appreciate her look so much. I appreciate her staying true to her and not going out here and getting lip injections. And I appreciate that. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Because she out here singing, like, you know what I'm saying? She's been to every single cookout. But she's Joanna. She's JoJo. You know what I'm saying? She's not trying to be anything other than herself. And she's trying to stay true to the music. Why? In a world that we living in these days where everybody's accepted, everybody should be accepted. Yeah, everybody. There's not just one group of people or one kind of person. Everybody should be accepted. These days, you can't even really call people fat without, you know, they're being known as a fat shamer, basically, or having a name for that, or, you know, having to make sure that you submit a public apology because of the fact that this is going to tarnish your name. So why in the world can JoJo not have the talent that she has and just be who she is? No matter, why can't we as a people just go out here and be who we want to be in life without people talking about what we look like or what we, you know what I'm saying, look like we ate. I mean, I don't know. I just don't understand what that has to do with the talent. Is my talent there or not? Can you see my talent or not? Are you, you know, it's weird. It's weird. But, oh well. Anyway, love you guys and I mean it. Hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell your mom and them, all that. Make sure you comment and tell me how you feel about situations like this, about, you know, how they did JoJo and things like that. It hurts me deep. It hurts me deep. But I can't say I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? It happens. So, but either way, all right. Love y'all. See you later. Bye.
Right there, don't go nowhere. 'Cause I want it, I need it, you got it, just